Hello.
Hello.
That too. All right.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How was your week, Lydia? Since you always ask me mine, I'm gonna ask how your week was, and I'm doing it first now.
Well, I've really just been striving to get loads of my work done because I'm doing my GCSEs. Because I've been working faster, I've been finishing my days a lot earlier.
That's pretty.
That means
fun.
I get to spend time with my family.
Sure.
My parents. Let's go with that. Parents.
Wow. Doesn't want to spend time with me.
No.
Hello, Lexi. How are you doing today?
Hi, Lexi. We're doing well. How's your week been then, Adam?
Oh, it's been all right. I have to keep a journal now of all my thoughts and feelings. That's actually like stuff I have to do for university. I know, it's quite fun. Yeah.
I don't do that.
Yeah. And like I've been learning some pretty cool things. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Sammy.
Amta.
Hi,
Sammy Amta. I
Yeah.
feel like I probably know you, but I might not.
Oh wait, should we do that and go onto the screen? Yeah, I have to admit it's quite funny sometimes. Like somebody gets mentioned and I'm just sitting like, who is that person? And it's like, you've spoken to them this week. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I have.
Oh no, we've
That's
done that
happened.
3 times with the same person.
I forget everyone's names though, so it's quite funny.
Yeah.
You know, like this one is called the blonde one. I'm not wrong.
I could be.
Oh wait, it's on the screen. It's Lydia. I remember her name.
Yeah.
I'm just that good. Yeah.
Sure.
I'm gonna guess. All right. Cool.
I know what to call you.
The brunette one.
Yeah.
The funny one. I'm the funny one, obviously.
The feelings guy.
The feelings guy. Wow.
No.
Because I'm the most in tune with my feelings, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're talking
on part 4 today.
We're on part 4 now.
Yeah.
Are you sure it's part 4, not part 5? All right, cool.
Part 4.
It feels like I've been doing this longer.
Because you have been doing this longer, just not this one.
That's probably true. Hello, Alice. How are you?
Hi,
doing
Alice.
today? Right. Yeah. Oh, just before we do start the lesson,
Okay.
if you guys have any prayer requests at all, if you'd write them down earlier on, then we can know about them and pray for them, because we actually missed somebody's prayer request. They put it in the last 2 seconds just as we ended this entire stream. So please put down your prayer requests as quickly as possible, and we will scroll up and we will go through them all. Yeah.
And any questions you have, I know I actually did have a lot of questions about this chapter that we're on right now.
Yep.
I basically just wrote them all down, not to my dad, but
I'll tell you the funniest question I ever asked Lee is involved in the story, but I'm not allowed to mention that question because Lydia does not think it's a good story. Not think it's a good question.
I mean, I guess you could mention it.
It's funny.
Guess you could mention it.
Right.
Hi. I
Vivek.
can't say. Yeah, Vivek. Sorry, I actually couldn't see it.
Yeah,
some
of the names are really small. So we're talking Abram to Abraham. He's still not Abraham yet. Do you think it'll be Abraham this week? No. All right, cool. So it won't be Abraham this week. We're still going to call him Abram. All right.
Maybe we'll try.
You keep forgetting. Right. And we've got Ethan here as well, along with
Ethan.
Charles. Oh,
Hi,
I'm
Charles.
assuming Charles' family. I'm trying to remember everyone's names. All right. So part 4 is called Starry Starry Night, which was picked by me.
Starry Night.
I even put the YouTube video to Lydia. You knew the song, but you probably just didn't know what it was called.
Of course I knew this song.
Such a famous song.
It is.
Yeah, cool. And we're going to thank Free Bible Images for
3 Bible Images, because
it says here I've got like 11 images here, so
I know that.
So why are we thanking Free Bible Images for free images? Do we just not like the other?
No, but they're free.
All right.
So
yeah, I know. Why are we only thanking them for the free images? We should be thanking them for all 11.
The free, as in FRE.
Yeah, I know. Why are we only thanking them for the free? Right then.
Okay, let's get on with this story.
Okay.
Okay, so we have just got out of. We just saved Lot.
And he met. What's that guy's name, Lydia? Because you told me you'd remember it this week.
What's that guy's name, Adam? It was a king. It was a king.
The king's name is Mel.
Okay, it was a king, and
Melchizedek.
Abram got blessed.
He did.
He didn't accept any gifts because he wanted God to be the one reason why he gets stuff, why this was happening. But he let everyone else have a gift, and then he basically tithed to the king.
You pretty much
that's the basic answer.
That's exactly what happened. And Lot went to Sodom. Sodom. Yep. That's the place that Abram saved. He saved all the people from Sodom.
Sodom.
Yeah.
And Gomorrah.
No, just Sodom.
And Gomorrah.
Not yet.
Not
we'll
yet.
talk about that later.
That is a couple.
Yeah,
I mixed them together.
On.
Don't worry, I did
cool.
this.
They are put together.
Yeah.
All right, and so God is now speaking to Abram, and he goes, don't be afraid, Abram. I mean, literally, God just goes to Abram one night,
not to
and
be
it's
afraid.
like, do not be afraid.
I am your shield. You're very great. Lord.
I'll let you do the talking for God then. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. And what happens? Well, let's see. Abram protests, and he goes, "Sovereign Lord." I think we're on the next image.
Yep. Next image. Sorry.
All right. "Sovereign Lord, you have not given me any children, and the person who will inherit everything I have is going to be my servant. His name is Eliza of Damascus."
Damascus.
That's pretty bad. So why is Abram thinking about that? Because it doesn't matter how much stuff you have, if you've got nobody to give that stuff to, it's going to be kind of pointless to have it all.
Yeah.
That's basically what Abram's saying.
And they're getting just a tad bit too old, I would say.
Yeah. So what does God reply?
Well,
you're the voice of God. Hey.
That's not true.
Oh my goodness, it's the Starry Night.
Haha. Eliza will not inherit this. Eliza can't inherit this, no. But one of your sons will. Your son will take all your gold, your silver, your castle, your heifer, your goats, your birds.
Yep.
Your servants.
And so basically, God even says to him, and this is why we're talking about Starry Starry Nights, is that your offspring will be as numerous as the stars. That's what he says. And so as many stars in the sky as you can see, and obviously we live in London, so sometimes it's pretty hard to see stars in the sky.
Yeah, we don't really see that many stars.
Oh, just here.
But
so we can't
when we travel a bit more, you look up into the sky, you see loads of stars. Yeah. And there are even some stars that you actually can't see because they're so far away. And we're in a universe that is infinite. And there's stars everywhere, really. Our sun's a star. We have constellations that you can see normally. And every single one of those stars will be how many children or basically offspring. So grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great-grandchildren, and so on, basically. They'll all be It's the amount of stars.
That's a lot of stars, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, that is a lot of stars. And so that's what God tells Abram is, look at that. Can you imagine that? Like, you've never had anything of that in your life. And, God says, you're going to have as many as there are stars. That's a lot. That's a lot of different things. And Abram believed God, which is pretty amazing considering, like Lydia said, he's never had any kids before in his life. Yeah. He's never... he's too old to have kids.
Very old.
Still,
too old. Way
he
too old.
believes God over what his circumstances said. Isn't that awesome? Right.
I know. And Abraham believed what God told him, like we just said. And God declared, I am the Lord who brought you out of Ur, of the Chaldeans, to give you this land.
Ur is the name of the land. It's not Lydia just like going,
I can't remember what I was saying. What were we saying again?
All right. And so Abram goes, what did he say? Well, he says, Sovereign Lord. He keeps calling him Sovereign Lord.
Sovereign.
Yeah. He goes, how can I know that I'll gain this land? Isn't that amazing? Abram goes, yeah, okay. I'll believe you on the kids. Land. Whoa. That's too much.
That's a no-go, sir.
Yeah.
And God told him to bring a heifer, a goat, and a ram.
All right.
Now, I actually didn't know what a heifer was until this morning. It's basically a cow. It's the basic answer. Just a cow.
You managed to move the cow.
Yeah. Each of them 3 years old, along with a dove and a young pigeon. Once Abraham actually heard this.
Yeah, so he heard this. He grabbed all the animals. Look.
Mm-hmm. He sacrificed all the animals, cutting all but the birds
I honestly
in half.
thought you were going to do the stick man again this week and that he was going to have an axe.
Ha.
That would have been so cool.
No, I couldn't find stick man.
So he cut the animals in half. That's pretty...
But once Abram, not Abraham, heard this, once Abram heard that God told him to get these animals in particular, the 3 years old, the dove and the pigeon, he knew that this was a covenant. This was a deal that cannot be broken.
That's literally what the thing means, isn't it?
Yeah. Actually, I was learning a bit about it today with my dad. The reason why he cut them in half is because of Abram basically said, well, if I don't do my part of the deal, you can basically cut me in half. Now, that's a bit gruesome.
That's very gruesome.
And then the reason why he didn't cut the birds, the pigeon and the dove in half is because that was the part of the covenant that only God could do. So he knew it was a covenant and he knew this deal couldn't be broken.
Yeah. And just to put this into perspective here, like in the UK, we generally don't let our animals get to live as 3 years old. That's quite old for a cow. That cow would have been really big compared to like cows that you actually have today, like most of the beef you'll have. That'll be about a year old. Yeah. Sorry, that's probably it.
I know I don't want to say this, but that would have been a lot of blood as well. Adam, how many bottles how much blood would it be?
You can blame Lee Collingwood on why we know this.
Our youth pastor.
Yeah, you can blame Lee Collingwood. If your children have nightmares, blame him. Email him. I'll put his number in the bottom now. But Lee Collingwood once showed us when I was in his youth group years ago. I was Lydia's age. When this happened. Yeah, it was.
It had to be maybe
about 15. No, it was about 15.
Because I remember you coming home and telling us this story.
I was about 15, and I'm telling you. But all right, so this is nearly a decade ago. This is a long time ago.
Very long time.
All right. And Lee got 24 2-liter bottles of Coke, like the big bottles, and he just stacked them all on top.
Actually, we have a 2-liter bottle.
Yeah, so we've got a 2-liter bottle. I'm not going to show you the brand because we're not. No, and that's so 24 of these. And that's what Lee Collingwood showed us.
That's about 48 liters of blood. That would be a lot of blood.
It's definitely something I've never forgotten.
And he laid their carcasses, the bodies of the animals.
I think you probably want to have a wash after all this.
Yeah. Oh, right. I'm surprised that's still white, really. Yeah. Obeyed, and he basically laid their carcasses arranged in a halves opposite each other, and birds of prey came down, but Abram drove them away.
And what's he doing? He's basically saying, look, this belongs to God. He's saying, look, I don't care. You know, it might look like I'm putting animals on the middle of nowhere, but no, I'm giving this to God. I'm sacrificing to God.
Yeah.
And when the sun set, Abram fell into a sleep, and a dreadful darkness came over him. And God warned that Abram's descendants would be mistreated as slaves in a strange country for 400 years.
Oh, I just want to stop at this because I know a couple people. I even asked this question. I asked this question a couple of days ago to my dad. It says that it was a dreadful darkness. It's a dreadful sleep. Now, before, in Greek, in
I don't know about you, dreaming
that
about
time,
slaves is definitely something that I find dreadful.
He wasn't talking about that, actually. Sorry, Adam. Sorry.
Oh, dang.
Sorry.
Being taught lessons now.
Okay. Well, you know the words awesome and awful. They both have the same part of awe.
Okie doke.
They didn't really discern being not excited, but excitement and fear. You couldn't tell between shaking because you were happy or shaking because you were fear.
Oh. Okay.
So, this basically meant the feeling of awe, like being in front of someone so powerful. That you were a bit scared of the person in front of them. You were in awe of them, basically. So it wasn't dreadful. It was really awe. Not awful, but full of awe.
Oh, so he was like looking at God going, that's pretty awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Right. And
Sorry.
So, no, that's cool. So God basically was over him and warned him about all of the things that are going to happen to his descendants. We might get into that later. Have you guys already done that already? No. Yeah, there was some guy. I think his name was Mo.
No, it was Joe.
No, Mo's the guy who.
Joe.
Oh, Joe was the guy who. No, Mo was the guy who was the slave.
Kidding.
I'm sure of it. All right. And so what happens next? Well, God explained that he would punish the nation that made them slaves and he would deliver them. Yeah. Deliver them. Sorry. What?
Deliver us.
Yeah.
To the land of promises.
Yeah, anyway. And that they would leave that land. We're definitely not hinting where it's going.
No.
Yeah. They would leave that land with great possessions to live in the land that God had promised them. And God promised Abram that he would live to peace himself to a very old age. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least he'd get to die peacefully.
Yeah. When the sun had set, a smoking firepot, a blazing torch appeared and passed between the carcasses that Abram. Can you imagine that? Like a floating torch just starts floating around.
Ooh.
All right. And that's what happened. It floated between the carcasses that Abram put on the ground.
And God promised. God promised Abram to give his descendants the land of the Wadi from the Wadi of Egypt to the river Euphrates. I'm correct, right? Yep. However, Abram and his wife Sarai became older and older without having a family of their own. The son God promised did not arrive, and Sarah became too old to have children. Would God keep his promise? And how would Abraham have descendants? That was the two questions that they had.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Well, we'll answer them next week.
We will.
We will. Maybe.
Awesome.
Depends.
Okay. So, we've got some little things that we're going to talk about.
Sure.
What's going on first?
Okay. So, that was a really good story.
It was a pretty fun story.
It was more of a telling a bit about it so we can get into the really big part. So it's a bit of a short story today.
A lot of foundation needed for
you need foundation before you like the house built on the sand and the house built on the rock.
Partially this is also a good story to talk about how Abram himself, believed in God. And that sometimes God is always challenging us to believe in different things. It was easier for Abram to go, I'm going to have kids. God's going to get me kids. Than for him to believe God's going to give my children a promised land. Yeah. And sometimes the first thing that we need to do is believe like the thing that God's telling us. But then God will tell us something else that's even bigger than we could imagine. And we got to go, okay, I'm going to believe that too. Right? And that happens to a lot of us all the time. And, we can talk about it. Like I'm going to spoil the story now. That's what I do. But Abram's descendants actually do get the land, and it's called Israel, and there is much contention about them trying to get the land right now, still even today, but they're living there, and that's awesome. That's fantastic.
Okay, so we have come not totally to an end, but we've come to the end of our story.
Yeah.
If you have any prayer requests, we will be willing to pray for you. Anything, we don't mind. Any questions you have, you can type them in. And while you are typing them in, we are going to show you a couple of the notifications. We don't have a notification for it, but tonight at 8 p.m. 8 p.m.
8 o'clock
we have
would be in the morning.
Right, sorry. 8 p.m. we have Lee Collingwood teaching.
And you can type to him and be like, how many liters of blood was in the Abram?
Yeah,
please,
type that in.
Please, somebody do that. Just for the fun.
Kidding. Then we also have, I'm going to take this caption off for just a second.
Cool.
We also have next week, 1 week's time.
This is next week. That's scary.
1 week's time. Yeah, it also means 2 weeks till someone's 3rd of March. But on the Tuesday,
March. It's like 4
weeks.
Away.
Sorry, 3 weeks. On Tuesday the 16th of February at 7:30, we have Wednesday the 17th at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 8 p.m. Thursday the 18th, we have 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 7:30 p.m. And on Friday, February, we have 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 7:30 p.m. And maybe, just maybe, I think we are. Yes, we are. We are going to be doing a special story folder.
Oh yeah, we are. In fact,
Yeah.
that's after the 3 p.m. Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, we're gonna be stopping this. So this is the last one.
Yeah, we're pressing
weeks.
pause, and next week we're going to talk about. Oh, should we say? Should we say? That's way too many syllables in your. No, it's. No, you're not doing it right.
Then we also have our equipping evenings on the first Tuesday of the month.
Yeah, we got Bonnie Duell and we've got Ray Bevan. My goodness me, Ray Bevan takes me back. If you like Welsh people, you'll like yeah. Oh wait, who's the other guy? I didn't see the other guy. And Lydia, you should know this name.
You should know this name as well.
The name. Yeah.
Yeah. But
and we also do
one...
have Robert Mosback as well, apparently, for one of them, which is pretty
maybe
cool.
I don't know when.
No, I heard yes. We did. He's gone up.
And then if you have some more questions, tomorrow at 4 p.m, Thursday at 4 p.m, only on YouTube. Sorry, not on Facebook. If you have any questions, you can type them up. My dad will see them and try and answer them to the best of his ability. And then on Monday the 15th of February at 12 o'clock, 12 noon. Midday, Tree.Church/YouTube, we have
the day after Valentine's Day.
Yep. Character is the root of leadership.
It's also the root of a good story.
Yeah.
Right.
And then that's it, apart from if you want to go to one of the churches, because we have Watford, Brentwood.
Yeah, you can go to
Brentwood.
Tree.Church/calendar.
Watford, Brentwood, Croydon, and
remember them all.
What's the one that
Dorset.
These are the ones that we have in public.
We are allowed to be open.
Yes,
for those ones.
But you have to register.
Right,
sorry,
yes, you do, and that's the link right there.
Yeah, Tree.Church/calendar.
Yep.
And then we'll also be live on Saturday night at 7:30
and Sunday morning.
Sunday morning at 10:30.
Yeah, just in case you couldn't make it to Dorset or Guildford.
We don't really have any prayer requests.
Yeah, we've got somebody who wants to talk about how to get a Bible. Yeah, basically you can, contact us to get a Bible. That's perfectly fine. Yeah, we can give you a Gospel of John or a Gospel of Mark.
And if you can access the internet, you can go to Bible Gateway. Bible is.
I was going to say Bible Gateway. Yeah. And in fact, that's where I get my Bible from.
That's where I get my Bible from, and I also have another one where I doodle on. But I'm allowed to doodle on, so.
Perfectly fine to doodle on Bibles. Is Dagenham open? Somebody's asked this. So wait, you could put the. Click on it.
Yeah.
So Dagenham isn't open officially yet. We're still waiting for stuff to happen due to the lockdown. And at the moment, all we've got is our Sunday mornings that are online.
Yeah.
We are hoping it will be open soon. I need to really work on my Sunday school lessons. If we're going to do.
But right now, we're just keeping to the online stuff because it helps us reach more people, and it means that we can actually have someone do it to the people who can't actually go outside.
And at present, the cinema won't let us open, so that's
true.
Really the whole thing
As well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So
any other questions? It looks like that's it, but we don't want to say that's it and then click and then it end up being.
So Adam, why don't you pray for everyone, and I'll give everyone like 40 seconds.
Okay. Lord, we're just going to speak life into everyone who heard this today. We're just going to speak that, whatever you're telling them at the moment, Lord, they will have faith for it, and they'll have faith for the even bigger things that you're trying to present to them right now, the things that you're challenging them to think about and to focus on. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Amen.
Cool. Well, there doesn't seem to be anybody else that has had a different request at all. And, we're just thankful that you guys are here listening, and we love it. We love teaching this.
Yeah, we do. So we hope you all have a very, very, very special week. Remember, Gates of the City, next week we'll be having our special...
We'll be having our special story folder.
Thank you. I forgot the word for a second.
Yeah, which is going to be specifically on a completely different story in the Bible.
Yeah.
Which I got to pick. Yeah.
You got to pick. Well
I
done.
got to choose. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, bye everyone.
Bye. Have a lovely